Welcome to It's a Career Thing podcast. We're bringing you real stories, tough questions, and a few hot takes. So get ready for the ride, because we're all in this career thing together.
Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Nikki Dickens. I'm the Associate Director for Career Engagement and Professional Development here at the UTA Career Development Center. And I am joined by Lolin Martin-Crane, the Director of the Career Development Center, and my boss. So, hi Lolin.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Welcome to our very first It's a Career Thing podcast episode.
That's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. So, want to start with just an opportunity for you to tell us a little bit about yourself. We know that you're now the Career Development Center Director, but tell me a little bit about how you got here.
Oof. How much time you got? So how I got here. I guess if I were to think about my career journey, I came from industry. UTA is my first higher education role. And it has been an amazing journey to be here at UTA. I'm starting my 9th year. I've been here since 2016. So my career path was very, very different than I think most higher education folks. And so I started with a degree in industrial organizational psychology. After the degree, I went into Lockheed Martin in the beginning with learning and development. I then went over to DDI, which is a consulting firm that does competency management, working with tons of clients. Did that for 5 years. After that, I went to Nokia. Nokia was an amazing organization, beautiful culture. Was there for about 10 years in multiple roles, had great opportunity for growth and learning skills. And then after Nokia, ended up with the opportunity to go into healthcare. So it was MedSynergies is the company that I worked for, again, in an organizational development role. After MedSynergies, I had the opportunity to go to ADT Security and then Southwest Airlines. And then after both of those, ended up with an opportunity over at Pier 1. Now, I was a job hopper, but it was job hopping with a purpose, right? So my plan always had been to become a consultant at the end of the day and have various industries that I had under my belt. So there was a reasoning for going into all these different industries. I did not anticipate being able to have an opportunity have this position at UTA. But there was a call and there was a discussion about we need this kind of individual, this kind of history, this kind of experience. And I was able to come in and talk with wonderful people that made the decision to hire me and be part of this amazing UTA.
Awesome. Yeah. It's a pretty impressive career so far. So I think it's time to play a little game.
Oof.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are you ready to play Careeriously Asking?
I want you to say that.
All right. Careeriously Asking. I've been practicing.
Well done.
Careeriously Asking.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to ask you some questions. We got some cards here in front of us that kind of guide us through different phases of your college and post-college life. So we have 4 categories. One is college and early experiences. Then we've got first career or job, and career confidence. And then we have a final question that we're going to ask for your next steps.
Okay.
So as we pull the cards, you're going to have either a challenge or a scenario or other, types of questions.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Got it.
We're just talking.
Okay.
We're just talking. So hopefully we'll have fun. We'll learn a little, while we go along, and just think about yourself in the different phases.
Gotcha.
So think about college Lolin, first job Lolin, current Lolin, kind of help frame how you should answer the questions. So we're going to go ahead and start with the college and education, which is all the way over here.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and read that, or do you want me to read it to you?
I'd like you to read it.
Okay. No pressure. All right. It's a scenario.
Okay.
So you didn't get the internship that you wanted. So what would you do? What do you do?
And this is college?
College Lolin.
which I didn't.
Okay.
Which is great. I think if I look back at the moment and be honest with myself, terribly upset. Why haven't they chosen me? Don't they know how wonderful I am and all the skills that I'm bringing to the table, right? So that emotional intelligence was probably just not that strong for me back in the day. But I did understand that I needed to go get some feedback on why. So I was actually able to go talk with the company that did not give me the internship to give me some rationale. A lot of it had to do with the technical skills and the experience they wanted in that particular position, which helped a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So after that, the importance of networks actually is because a colleague who had already graduated from my program was already was in the company that I wanted to go do my internship at. And I called him, and then he was just like, I'd love to have you,
All right.
So I guess the importance, right? Like we always talk to students about, you don't ever know who that person is going to be, where they're going to be. So get the networks going and making sure that you connect with them. So anyway, talk to him. They actually had an opening, but I got some coaching this time around what's the job, what are the kinds of experiences that I can share. That person actually helped me to put together examples that actually fit into the job, or the internship or the practicum, really. So that's, yeah. But I was upset, not gonna lie, and it's okay.
Yeah, it stings. It stings not to get what you want. I think it takes a lot of humility to go ask for feedback too.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's reasonable. I think we all kind of find ourselves in that boat every once in a while. All right. A reflection question.
Okay.
What campus experience did you have in college that taught you something lasting? I have to dig back into the vault for that one for me.
I actually at UTA was part of what is known as Excel now. And I found Excel in student orgs my sophomore year. And I would say that probably was the most impactful, simply because we were doing so many different programs that were new, super exciting to lead those programs. I was the first on several of those events back in the day. It was just evolving. Excel wasn't the Excel that we know of today. But having to work with others, pushing me to kind of partner and collaborate, taught me a lot of those skills that I know I was able to then talk about when I was going for jobs or the internship or this practicum that I talked about. So that was probably one of the biggest ones that impacted me, and it was long lasting.
It sounds like getting involved on campus was a good
100%.
A good choice.
Absolutely.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. and being able to talk about it and translate it. Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Okay, last one for college education. So one more for college, Lolin. It's a challenge.
Okay.
Uh-oh. All right. So describe your leadership style, college Lolin's leadership style, using only emojis.
That one that's like the little dashed that you barely see it, like from a leadership development. I think if I interpret that one, that's supposed to be kind of like it's not really there yet, and you're just kind of
like an outline.
It's like a fake, fake emoji.
Fake emoji.
Yeah, more to come.
Yeah. Awesome. I think mine would be the shrug emoji.
The shrugging emoji. I don't know.
It takes, like you say, leadership takes time.
It does.
And I think sometimes you don't realize that you need to develop leadership skills until you're in a situation where you're like, leadership skills would be helpful right now. All right. So now we're going to move on to your first career. So this is new into the world of work, Lolin, and it's a scenario.
Okay.
So your company announces layoffs. How do you prepare?
Well, most of my jobs were in HR, and I was usually the one doing the layoff. Okay. But typically you wouldn't know that it's coming. So maybe a way to answer the question is that early in my career, I started to understand how organizations ebb and flow, resources come and go, and that there's always going to be an opportunity that you're either going to leave or you're going to be forced to leave. And I learned that early on, which I think is really, really good for my career. So the things, what was the question again? Like,
I don't know. Let me see. Your company announces layoffs. How do you prepare?
Yeah. I mean, the preparedness comes in always being prepared for anything that might come. So, even the kind of coaching that we do now, right, is making sure that the resume is always built up, making sure that your network is, that you're keeping up with your network, that you know who your network is, always keeping a tab and understanding what kinds of roles are out there, what is being posted, what's the market telling you. So this whole level of preparedness should never go away. I don't care what job you're in. I've been through a RIF on the other side. The reason that I was able to come out of that RIF, if you will, and find a job within 2 months was because I had all of that in place and I kept it going. You know, we've always talked about, you know, students, especially students needing a plan, and all of these skills and everything that we're helping students to do right now are the same things they're going to be doing and using post-graduation.
That's true.
So, so that would be my, how did you prepare? It's just, I think I was always trying to be prepared for anything that might come along because I'd seen it happen and I knew it could happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good answer. I think that is a kind of a reality check sometimes when you're early in your career when you don't, like, wait a second, this could go away any second.
And I think students in this 2025 probably have a different perspective. You know, when I was first in career, I might stay with a company a long time. I stayed with Nokia for 10 years. I don't think that that's necessarily going to happen these days.
Yeah.
So
you're probably right. Yeah. All right. Oh no, a challenge. Are you ready? It's give your 30-second pitch for a promotion.
Who am I pitching to?
Let's say your supervisor.
Okay. A little out of context, but I think most of my conversations have gone with, first off, preparing for the conversation. So understanding my performance review is not the answer.
Okay.
Just like I know my
you're working through it, you're processing.
I know, you know, my value. I potentially know my value from a salary perspective for the particular roles. I've always gone in with examples. And then one of the things that I have always done is to make sure that I had the job description of the role that I was looking for. So my ability to actually get that job description and then feed into that job description to prove, you know, that I deserve potentially the promotion or the movement into another role. So the conversation typically has gone in my past to say, hi, Nikki, I'm so glad that you found some time to meet with me. This is an important conversation. I know we only have about 10 minutes, but I really appreciate you finding the time for me. I don't know if you remember, but in our performance review, I talked a little bit about moving towards a different position, maybe in the promotion or a promotion on the roles that I'm looking at. So I just wanted to present you with a couple of things to show that I feel that I'm ready. Which includes my performance reviews. I've taken a look at the job description that was in the role that I'm looking to move into. I can give you kind of a list of the technical skills that I feel that I have. I feel like I'm getting much better in the other skills. Of course, we'll want your feedback, but I do want you to understand that I am still looking for that promotion. I'm doing everything that I feel that I can in order to develop those skills. You've given me a lot of opportunities to develop those skills as well. So you don't have to respond right now, but I'd like to leave you with all the information that I've put together. If you could reflect on that, and if I could meet up with you maybe in the next couple of weeks, would that work to have a conversation and a follow-up?
All right. Very nice. Very impressive. I'll just say, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, that you are very good at self-promotion. It's one of the things that I've always admired about you.
It's in a good way.
Yeah, in the best way possible, I think, because that can be really hard to approach those with confidence.
And I think advocacy is one of the biggest skills I think anybody can walk around.
Agreed.
Learn.
Agreed.
Apply, so.
Agreed. Yeah. Understood. All right. Here we go. I don't think there's another challenge, but we'll see. It's a reflection. What's one lesson that you learned the hard way?
Probably, I think right out of grad school. I felt very confident, maybe a smidgen overconfident.
Okay.
So having gone through these courses and the practicum hours, I had like 300 hours of practicum I had to do. Like, I think my feeling was that, well, of course you're going to listen to my idea, right? Like, I literally have a degree in this space, right? Not the way it works. And it took me a minute, I'm not going to lie, to kind of back off and understand that I have a perspective that I'm bringing to the team. It's not going to be the only perspective. I'm bringing thoughts and ideas to the team. It's not going to be the only thoughts and ideas. So
Never do that
this
in an
whole
interview.
idea
Make sure all of your
teamwork,
equipment is turned off.
I had to learn really, really quickly.
You
The part of that that's
reality
hard
check.
is
That's
that-
all
is
right.
checking your
So
ego
let's
at the
go
beginning,
to the
because
last
that's
one and the
sometimes
first
can be
career job.
soul-crushing, that
So we're
somehow,
gonna leave
of course,
young,
here is
fresh
what you
into
do.
career
I had
Lolin
a mentor tell me,
behind in just a moment.
rightly so,
This is the fork in the
Lolin, I
road.
know that you can give me
Would
the
you
bolognese.
choose specialize
I
in
know
one
that
skill
you
or
can bring
become a
me the dessert,
generalist?
the entree, everything that goes with it. I just need a cup of coffee right now. And I had to kind of reflect on that a little bit, internalize and just kind of soul search and understand that I'm part of a bigger team always. I've always been part of a team. And that co-creation, working with a team and supporting others becomes the most important thing. It's not that you're losing your expertise or what you're bringing to the table, but knowing that other folks have different expertise and bringing stuff to the table too, and that's
Right.
okay. So
Yeah, I think there's probably a big temptation early on in your career to like really prove yourself and
yes,
really.
that feeling that I have to
Yeah.
go prove myself
Yeah.
every time. Yeah.
So let's go to the last one and the first career job. So we're gonna leave young, fresh into career Lolin behind in just a moment. This is a fork in the road. Would you choose specialize in one skill or become a generalist?
Because of my field and my plan and my career plan, 100% was a generalist. Absolutely. I wanted to, literally, we talked about the movement that I had. I was so hungry to be able to hone in on my craft and apply it in different industries. That became really special to me. So, you know, we talk a lot about, are you a learner? Is it about the position? Is it about the skill set? You know, and certain jobs and roles and careers, I think you can hone in. For me, it was absolutely a generalist position and applying many different scenarios and learning from those scenarios. And that was my path, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. Very good. All right. Current Lolin. This should be a little bit easier, I think. I don't know. For me, going back in time is really hard. So, all right. And we're just going to come right out of the gate with a reflection question. When did you last redefine your version of success?
I think I want to say almost all the time, but it's definitely ongoing. I think success is very personal. It's also dependent on the role that you're in. It's also on what's going on with that role. You might have a success in your own mind and where you want to be and what you want to achieve, and things change, life changes. So, you know, I don't know if I would have a definition per se, but I think it has evolved in what I'm looking for, where I want to be, and how I want to feel, and what kind of an organization I want to be part of. And I don't know if that's a good answer or not, but I can tell you that success has, or the definition of success for me has changed and evolved, and it continues to do so.
It's fluid.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. All right. Moving on, we've got a scenario for you. You're facing burnout, but have a huge opportunity. Do you rest or push?
I rest, then push. Does that work?
Valid.
I would say, okay, a little bit of early me.
Yeah.
Push, right? And it might be cliche, but current me is still pushing. Don't get me wrong. But I do understand the need for more of the mental health. I think I've learned throughout my career the ability to actually prioritize what's really going to be the most important thing for me to do. Like what's what's enough at 70%, the coffee,
Mhm.
right? Like here, that project is a coffee. This one over here, that's an entire gourmet meal.
Right.
So not everything has to be the gourmet meal.
Mhm.
So being able to identify what's going to be the most important, what's going to
Mhm.
impact UTA, what's going to help student affairs, that all comes into my thinking. And so that helps me. Where I'm going with that is it really does help me to understand when I can take a minute
Yeah.
and think and strategize and not push.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it depends on the opportunity, maybe a little bit.
For sure. For sure.
But I also know that when you're burned out, it's hard to put your best foot forward, and it's hard
For a long time.
right.
Yeah.
It's hard to maybe make even the impression or to be able to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
So I think just finding that balance is important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very true. All right. Last one, career confidence. It's a challenge. Teach someone. I guess you can teach me.
Okay.
I actually could probably use some tips on this one. Teach someone your favorite productivity hack.
It sounds simple, but one of the things that I do constantly, I learned this early on, is to block time to think.
Mm-hmm.
I block time to prepare for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I prepare time. I know it's on Sunday night. Sorry, but like on a Sunday, I take a look at the week and I start to think through what needs to change, what needs to happen, what do I need to change? So preparation time and thinking time and strategy time is really, really important for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps me to get through projects.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the priorities. I know where to spend my time every day. So literally has helped me a lot to block time to do all of that during my day.
I think calendar management, early lesson learned, and blocking time off for the time to think. It's not just task. It's 100%. Time to think, time to reflect, time to maybe decompress even a little bit.
Yeah.
Very, very good. So we've made it all the way from college Lolin to current Lolin, but we're not done yet. Okay. We've got one more, and it is next steps. So future Lolin.
Future Lolin.
Okay, it's kind of a future Lolin. Okay. What's your I made it moment, or are you still chasing it?
I made it. Chasing it. That's a great question. I made it. I think I say those words many times, actually. But there's always a next, where am I going to make it? Right. So, I guess the chase is still there, but I do both. I reflect on things that have been accomplished, whether myself or the team or for UT or for the center. I do spend time celebrating those moments. I take a bit to reflect on what went well. And I'm proud of those moments. So I do take the time to use those words, right? And then it's time for the next, right? Which I truly, truly enjoy, the movement, the activity, the moving forward, the creativity and the innovation that we have. And that's one of the reasons, one of the things that's kept me here in this particular role is the ability to do that with an entire team that believes in the same kind of moving forward. You can't rest on your laurels, and the past is not going to get you there, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think this is the danger of seasoned career professionals interviewing and talking to each other, is that, a lot of it is about reflection and
so much self-awareness.
Understanding that there isn't just one I made it moment. You're going to have many I made it moments throughout your career. And
that's okay.
It's good. So, it's a good thing. You got to feel successful.
That's right.
You got to make sure that you pat yourself on the back. That wraps up our round of careeriously asking. Every time I got to enunciate, careeriously asking. So appreciate the reflections and the stories and all of the insight. So now we get to talk about the topic of the day, which I think is something that you and I could probably talk about for a long time, and that is career readiness.
For sure.
And so obviously we're going to talk about your thoughts around career readiness, and maybe some tips that you have. But I think it's probably good to start with a basic understanding or definition. So what does career readiness mean to you in your field or in career services?
In career services, and you and I have had lots of conversations around this, it really comes down to the student being confident, understanding their career journey and their path, having had experiential learning, understanding their network and having that solid base started before they even leave UTA, and the ability for those students to actually articulate the skills and the competencies from their classroom to the experiences, and then how they match up and how they connect to the post-graduation career and job resume, et cetera. So it's a little bit of all of that rolled up. And I do feel that it's our job to ensure that students understand what that looks like, that we give them opportunities to experience those different elements, to develop those elements, and then understand across campus who they can connect with in order to make those experiences happen as well.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what we do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Of course, I agree. I think that's really important. I think, we talked about success earlier, and I think, having the opportunity to reflect on what maybe your first definition or your first idea of career success is, and being able to kind of put the pieces together while you're in college.
Right. And I know it's high level the way we're talking right now, but especially at the Career Center for sure, we've got steps and methodologies and questions and experiences and practices and role plays and mock interviews and transferable skills presentations. So we've got the pieces. More than anything, it's just the awareness that career readiness is part of the job here while you're a student, if you will. To develop those and be engaged and get ready for post-graduation success.
Absolutely. So what are one or two essential skills that you think students should focus on developing right away or while they're in college? Let's just kind of ask it like that. And then the second part of that is, what skills have you found most valuable in your own career journey?
So if I'm an employer, which I have been in my past, right, and helped and coached other managers and executives, but the things that I have looked for, that managers have looked for, and any kind of a person that has hired someone to come in, I'd say some of the first things they're looking for is professionalism. So the ability to show up on time, and to sit at the desk and be able to answer emails effectively. It might sound like small things, but those are the first impressions that you're leaving at an organization. The ability to advocate for yourself, to have conversations. The technical skills that's a ticket to play. Your technical skills get you there, but it's the power, durable, whatever you want to call them now, that will make or break you in any organization. And I tie that back to professionalism. So I think that's one of the biggest ones. And I'll just go back to my example earlier, the whole thing about teamwork and the importance that you're not coming in as the only individual on that team, right? There'll be a moment for you potentially to shine as on your own, and that's going to happen, but also understand that most of the time it's going to be around working with a group, team, manager, partner, whatever the case might be, but your ability to collaborate with others and then work with others through teams, I think are some of the first things that I think employers look at. And I can tell you that's the feedback that we get from employers is around those skill areas in particular, especially the professionalism.
Yeah, I was going to say, as you were talking, I was thinking about professionalism being one of those skills that, maybe it's hard to define because different people have different ideas of what professionalism is. But when I look back at what got me my first opportunity and the person that was willing to take a chance on hiring me, I think it was because of my professionalism, because they saw my work ethic and just the basic, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do what I need to do. And I'm going to be reliable. And all those things are really important when you're first getting started, but communication and teamwork too, just being able to work well with other people. Plays well with others is important. Yeah. So in your perspective, what is a common challenge that students face when they're preparing for their careers, and how can they turn it into an opportunity for growth?
They start too late. So if I were to I think that's most of the students that we see. No, let me take that back. Not most of the students. There's a lot of students that feel that they can't be doing things if they are if they're a freshman or a sophomore. And I think we talk to students all the time about there are hundreds of things that you could be doing. The minute you get to UTA, get your bearings straight, but then come to the Career Development Center. We will help you plan out that path. We will help you to discover and co-create what are the steps you need to take for your particular journey, right? We've got thoughts and ideas, but I do think this whole idea of getting students in earlier is going to help them the most. If we try to get that message out, we try to go to orientation, we try to help students understand the importance of that. I think we're seeing more start earlier and earlier, which is a great thing. But it takes time a lot to kind of develop all of these different skills and plans and thoughts in order to go back to that first. I'm confident, I have the skills, and I know I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's easy for students to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that we can fill our plates with as students. And I think it's easy to think that career can wait.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's okay.
Far away.
Yeah.
Don't need to worry about it. And it can be intimidating.
Absolutely.
And I always feel like it's not
5-year plan right here. Yeah. Got it.
Listen, I didn't even know percentages existed when I was in college.
That's right.
So I think it's not like a heavy conversation needs to happen first day of school. I think if it's those small moments, and if you have a chance to talk to a career development professional,
that's right,
about what kinds of things you should be thinking about.
Yeah.
Then I think a lot of it happens organically, and you're just able to connect the dots easier because you've had a conversation and it's on your mind.
And you understand what you're looking for, right?
Absolutely.
And I tell you what, every single faculty member, I mean, the community is here now to help students. A lot of the faculty members really dive deep into this career and career development, internship coordinators. I mean, there's just a multitude of individuals ready to offer the help, take the help, and just start early would be my advice on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Agreed. All right. Last question. What is one career tool or resource you wish more students use? This is your chance to plug the Career Development Center.
Yeah,
or whatever.
No, I think overall, for sure, Career Development Center will help for sure. At least get that started. Even if you come in and say, I don't even know where to start, awesome, we got you. So I think that's one thing. I think the other tool, honestly, Handshake is used, obviously it's our posting, it's where we put events, but there's a whole side of Handshake that students, I'm only seeing like half the students fill in as their profile. So their ability to go into their profile and fill it in, it's kind of like a mini LinkedIn, and you can put your links to projects, to work. It'll do skills analysis for you. You can upload reflections. You can upload your resume. I mean, to have that filled in, I think is super important. And I'll tell you why, because employers are also looking for students and they're pulling students. And what a great moment to showcase everything if an employer is looking, for particular students. So if students haven't put everything into their Handshake account, I think that's an opportunity. It's a small step, and it might, huge returns. Yeah. My son was looking for an internship. I tell the story all the time. The reason, he was denied, had given up on even getting an internship, and then he found the profile or the profile area in Handshake, and we talked through what he should load into that. One of it was a lot of the work that he had done on apps. And that's what caught the attention of the group that wanted to go work, that they called him. So you just never know. Yeah. So
I always tell students that Handshake is like LinkedIn, that it's for college students.
Right.
It's like it's just a different vibe, different feeling, because
now alumni can use our services too.
For sure.
So.
Yes. Alumni as well. And so, but yeah, I think you're 100% correct. All right, so now we've got questions from students, and I'm just gonna straighten this up a little bit here. We don't want to give anything away. All right. So I'm going to let you pull the strip and then I'll read the question. You know, if you really want to go rogue, you can go out of order.
Oh, I'm going to. Okay, here we go.
All right.
All right.
The question is, where can I find internships related to my major? What a coincidence.
Handshake. Well, that's one way,
Yes.
right? Another important area, I mean, we have internship coordinators all over in the colleges as well. Faculty and staff are another great group to actually tap for internships. And then those are probably the top three from a UTA and a Career Development Center.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm going for all of them.
We're going for all of them.
Okay, all right.
All right. How do I figure out what career is right for me?
Well, that's a big question.
That's a big question.
I don't know if I can answer the big question, but I can tell you the things that you should be doing as a student, I think, jump in, but to help you figure out what kind of career you want, some of the things are around understanding the jobs and the careers associated with your major, taking time to actually go out, look at job descriptions to see if that's the kind of work that you want to do, going through mentors, any kind of mentorship program. We have a mentorship program here at UTA. It's run through our office, talking to individuals. Realistic job previews is something that I did back in the day, which was to actually call folks that I thought were doing the work that I wanted to be doing, just to ask questions. They were more than kind and wanted to talk to me. So I think it's lots of different ways. Until you get into the work, sometimes, if it's not a direct line like nursing or education perhaps, but I think it's valuable and important to spend time in all of those areas perhaps to figure out if this is really what I want to go do. So
I think you taking the time to explore everything that you just mentioned is all part of the exploration process. And I think also I was trying to reassure maybe students that it's a lifelong,
it can be,
it can be, right? You might not get it 100% right the first time out.
Right.
The first career, the first job that you choose out of college might not be the one that checks all the boxes.
Right.
But every opportunity that we have to learn more about ourselves and what we like and what we don't like is valuable.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to lose track of it. Okay. What should I include on my resume if I don't have much experience?
So I challenge not having experience. If you're putting together a resume, we've chatted and we talk with students all the time about talk to us about what you have done, talk to us about any kind of roles, responsibilities, coaching, anything that you have done, because what we're going to do is actually help you to turn that into a competency and a transferable skill on your resume. So I've had lots of students that I've talked to, and we've just gone through even life skills. Yeah. Lolin, I really haven't had a job. I've had to stay home and take care of my mom. I was raising XYZ. It's just, we can take all of that and turn that into an experience and connect it over to a job competency, which are the transferable skills. So I guess I would challenge, reframe, reframe. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. And especially when you're applying for a job and you know that this is the job you want to apply for, it's good to talk with somebody about how do I make sure that I'm using not the right words per se, but that I'm really honing in on the skills required for that job. So.
Absolutely. I would say start with the skills and then find the experiences that highlight those skills. Right. Just a little tip from Nikki.
Okay.
All right.
Second from the bottom.
Second from the bottom. Thank you for that. That's what I wanted to read today. Okay. How do I prepare for an interview if I've never had one before?
Oof. We have so many opportunities.
That's an easy one.
Please come to the Career Development Center. We will help you with that. We have online resources. We have face-to-face resources. That should not be a problem or an issue at all. Yep. We will help you with everything that has to do with getting that preparation done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Career Development Center. Always
absolutely.
The answer.
Most of the time. I'm kidding. All right.
All right. Last one. How do I build a professional network if I don't know anyone in my field? And that's a common question.
That is a common question.
Yeah.
You probably have more of those questions than I do. Some of the things, at least I know that they've either helped and coached on. I truly believe on the mentorship program that we have. Students can go into our mentorship platform. They can identify 5 different mentors. And I do think that's a really good start in order to start creating and building out the network that they might want. They can also get advice and tips from folks that are actually in the job that they're seeking to get or not. You know, these are folks and professionals that are out there that want to help students. So I think that's one way. I think find 1 or 2 people, faculty members or folks like ourselves that are on LinkedIn so that our network becomes your network. So making sure that you're connected to us so that we can then do warm handoffs, connect you with individuals in our network. That is another good start. Professors are a great place to start. You know, folks on campus can be a good start for your network as well, because what we've said in the past, it's not just about having 500 people on your LinkedIn, but then we've got to work through how are you going to leverage those individuals? When do you reach out to them? And how do you sustain relationships with those folks? So that's what makes the difference, right? It's not just about the 500 folks. Yeah.
So we've done journeys, we've done questions about career readiness, and we've answered questions from students. And so now we're going to do a little hot takes and high stakes, kind of a hot topic, get your gut response. So rapid reply. So get ready.
Okay.
All right. Cover letters are outdated.
No.
Apply even if you don't meet every requirement.
Yes.
If you don't use the Career Center, you're missing out on something that you paid for.
Absolutely. 100%.
If you're not job hunting by sophomore year, you're losing opportunities.
If we're talking about internships, I think sophomore year is a good time to start thinking about internships as finding them and what kind of an internship you want to get into before you graduate.
Okay. All right, so you are off the hot seat.
Okay.
You did a great job. That was great. All right, so thank you, Lolin. This has been, it's a career thing where we keep it real, useful, and maybe just a little chaotic. I think that
sums it up.
Sounds about right. So again, Lolin, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It was really great chatting with you.
Thank you, Nikki.
And so if you're listening and thinking, where do I even start with my career? That's exactly why we're here.
Yeah.
Subscribe, share, and follow us at Hire Mav. You're not alone on this journey, and you've got a career crew behind you, and we're awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.